Said this was going to be easy, and that's what we talked about in the locker room. We had a couple real good opportunities there. It was a heck of a half, but it certainly wasn't a heck of a game. And the way we came out in the first half, we weren't as committed as we can be, and that's the way it has to be against this team. You have to collectively be willing to get into the pit and get your hands dirty. For however many minutes it'll be, and oftentimes it won't be necessarily pretty. Both teams defend, both teams get after it, and you got to find different ways, to come out ahead. In the second half, we really got into the grind, into the fight. Had to expend a lot of energy to get to that point, but it doesn't matter how you get to that point. We had a couple of opportunities to win it, and we didn't. So we'll gather ourselves, get some rest, and get ready for the next game in Miami.
Coach, RiveraHoy.com, Ecuador. You found a good combination in the third quarter by making some substitutions. Are you planning to stay with that scheme?
This series is probably as unconventional as any series I've been a part of, and probably as much as I've seen. Both teams making adjustments game to game. Both teams have had to go through a lot of adversity before this series. We're reinventing ourselves daily, and so that unit we came out there with in the third quarter, I thought Norris Cole sparked us, gave some energy, and he kept himself ready. And we knew at some point we told him to keep himself ready. That the way he plays and his speed might be a factor in this series.
Eric, can you describe what you ran in that last play? It seemed like it was supposed to be run for Chalmers, and either way it didn't.
No, there's a couple different layers to that. We're going to look and see if we get a cheap one. If not, it was going to come back to Dwayne to what you saw. Pick and roll with Ian Shane. We got a clean look at it. That's pretty much all you can ask for at that point.
Coach Noah Kozlov, Cinesport. What was the play you were running to end regulation?
Oh, it was another multi-layer thing to try to get LeBron on the run. And then at that point, the play broke down a little bit, so he had to put the ball on the floor and make a play. He had the right idea. I think UD was open for a count there in the corner, but he had to pass it over a 7'6" guy. So it wasn't really a clean pass, but we had our opportunities. We feel fine about the second half. We think we can play better.
Michael Wallace, ESPN.com. Eric, can you talk about what inspired your lineup adjustment going with Joel, and then you wouldn't be down this the rest of the second half for the most part?
Right. Well, as this series is getting tougher, more physical, it's not a coincidence that I'm increasing UD's minutes. And same thing with Joel. Guys just have to be ready. This thing is fluid, as we're going.
Eric, you talk about what the challenge it was to manage the fouls and how you had to run with and play aggressively as usual.
Hey, is there a textbook for that? I don't really know. I had to get him out for a couple of minutes. It was 5 and change in the game when he got his 5th. So at that point you just have to roll the dice and cross your fingers. But we had a couple guys in foul trouble, and that proved to be costly at the end. That's a shame. You hope that both teams, you have their guys and made the best team win.
Coach, the Heat Coach Celtics.com. Can you just talk about the trapping on Rondo's? Clearly a little different strategy for you guys going forward.
We're going to continue to have to give him different looks, so he's not always in the same rhythm, just trying to pick us apart and get everybody going. That'll be the same, as we evaluate and we move forward. If we stayed with that steady diet, that's our identity. But if we do that consistently, they'll figure it out.
Coach, here watching Boston Globe, are you comfortable with Dwayne's looks, his offensive game, and the shots that start going down? How would you explain this night tonight?
Well, he competed. That's the most important thing. He was ferocious, particularly defensively. He made some real big defensive plays, and he's attacking. You have to give that defense credit. It's not like you're going to always get clean looks, and that's what the playoffs are about. Trying to make adjustments, and we'll continue to try to get him in places where he can be aggressive.
Jared Weiss, CLNS Radio. What did the Celtics do different defensively in the overtime to slow the game down?
mean, you lose one of your big options. We're running a lot of triggers, with him involved, and so we had to evolve and go to something else. And that unit, hasn't done a whole lot together. So you're just trying to survive, at that point. And hey, at the end, you get a chance to win it. After 50 plus minutes and losing, the MVP, you'll take that.